Hello, everyone. My name is Vanessa Smalls, 45 years old, breast cancer patient. Was diagnosed back in July of this year. Was very surprised about, the diagnosis because I didn't think that, it could happen to me. But it did, and it took me about 2 weeks to really take in the fact that I do have it and what I may have to go through moving forward after the diagnosis. I didn't understand a lot of stuff. It was a lot of information thrown at me, a lot of paperwork. I just basically took in everything and went home and cried for about 2 weeks until I figured out that crying wasn't going to get me anywhere and that I needed to get as educated as I had to about my diagnosis and first and foremost, take it to God and leave it there. So that's what I had to do. I had to do a lot of praying, which made me feel so much better. I need to get my faith and trust where it needed to be in order to deal with, the diagnosis and whatever was coming along with it because I knew it had to be corrected. I didn't know how at first, but when they told me, oh, that broke me down to Lord have mercy. At the age of 45, being told that you have a tumor in your breast. I did find a tumor, and I didn't go to the doctor right then like I should have because I was too busy doing things for other people and always putting what I need to do for myself to the side. Um, Big lesson learned about that. Putting everything off and not taking care of myself was one of the biggest mistakes that I've ever made. The tumor did grow. It was around 7.3 centimeters, I believe. And after 5 centimeters, they cut the lumpectomy surgery off, and then it goes into a mastectomy. So, yeah, I was really scared and didn't know what I was going to do. At the age of 45, I'm having to have my breast removed. Just didn't know what to do. I was just out of my mind at the time. But, as time went along, I was told that reconstruction was being offered to me, which they will rebuild me a breast and make it match the other breast as much as possible, or make the other breast match the new one as much as possible, meaning I will get a breast lift on the other one, um, a fat transfer from my lower abdomen to help build that breast. So I kind of turned that into something positive. That's called the mommy makeover because I'm getting a new set of perky D's. But I just want to put, it out there, with women that are going through breast cancer and don't have a support system or, just sometimes need someone to talk to and don't understand what's going on. First and foremost, I would advise that you pray because prayer will make you feel so much better. Always thank God because it could have been worse. There's always somebody out there that's going through something worse than you. I've come a long way with this. My family has been very supportive. My friends have been very supportive. I do have a good team around me at this time. I didn't see it at first because I felt like they didn't really understand because it wasn't them, but they're trying to understand, my situation as much as they can. They can't understand what I'm feeling or anything like that, but the way that they love me, they kind of understand a little bit, about what I'm going through, and they pray for me all the time. But for women who don't have that support system, always look to God because God is always going to be there no matter what. If anybody leave you, friends, family, God is always going to be there. He'll never leave you. It says it in the Bible. He will never leave or forsake you. And it's true. Um, I'm asking that y'all excuse the way I look today. My hair is starting to fall out in clumps now. I didn't have time to shave it last night or this morning. So I wore a bonnet, which is a no-no for me because I don't wear bonnets, out the house anywhere. But, this is kind of a special situation, and I wore a bonnet. My face is a little broken out a little bit. Came from the chemo, from what the doctor told me. So please excuse, how I look. I just want everyone to follow my journey. This is my second treatment. My first treatment was actually the 26th of last month. Was nervous and scared, but it wasn't nothing like I thought it would be. But I'm naturally scared of needles, so of course I'm gonna be nervous. But I wasn't as nervous this time when I came in because I knew what to expect. The first time I didn't. But this is like the first recording of my channel. I would like for everyone to subscribe and follow me because I want to put it out there up close and personal of what women go through, or anyone that has cancer go through when they have to undergo chemo and radiation and surgery. So I do, like I mentioned earlier, I've had one surgery where I had the mastectomy. I, excuse me, I do have the expander in now, which is a piece that they put in to stretch your skin. They actually stick a needle through it. It's numb on that side, so I can't feel anything. They stick a needle through it and they blow it up with, I forgot the stuff that they put in. It's the same thing that's in implants. They put that in there and they blow it up and it stretches your skin. It is, when it starts getting a little bigger, it is pressure against your chest. But what I do, I take a hot shower to kind of relieve that pressure a little, and it does help a lot. Also, I take ibuprofen because I do have a job and I don't want to, fall asleep at work. So I take ibuprofen to relieve the soreness at times, but it's not that sore and it's not that bad. Any questions that anyone has, you're welcome to ask. I will answer anything. Right now, you can look at, this is the breast that, didn't have any cancer in it. My right breast, my left breast, this is it with the expander in. As you can see, I'm not flat. I was never flat. When I woke up from my first surgery, I was actually like a training bra size. So I wasn't actually flat, or never flat like most mastectomy patients are. And I believe that's because some of them do not want reconstruction. They just want to remove it and be done with it. And I understand that as well. Any decision that you make is the best decision for you. That's my opinion. But I just want everyone to follow my journey, subscribe to my page. I'm also starting a nonprofit organization called Pink Ladies, inspired by a cheerleading group that some friends of mine had back in elementary school, and they used to perform in talent shows. And that's where I get the name from, because it was inspired by a childhood cheerleading group, Pink Ladies. I'll never forget them. I always wanted to be in the group, but I was always shy. So, to do anything like that or cheer in front of large crowds. So I always stood back and looked and thought they were really good, and ran this name across the young lady that actually started the group when we were younger. And she said she loved it. So that was my confirmation to use Pink Ladies as the name of my nonprofit organization. I want to be able to raise money and help breast cancer patients because going through this journey so far, I realized that it's very hard for a lot of patients to get help. And, when they apply for it, it takes weeks. Like, I applied for help, and after I filled out the application, the message came across the page said, we'll be in touch in 13 weeks. Well, in 13 weeks, I will probably be homeless. So I had to find other ways to get help. I was trying not to reach out to my friends and family, because I feel like everyone has their own situations going on, whether we know about them or not, but people have their own situations going on. Money is very hard to come by. It doesn't matter if you have a career or you're working just a regular job that's not paying too well. Money is very hard to come by, and people have their own situations or issues or problems or financial hardship going on. So I try not to reach out to them, but at the end of the day, I'll try to do it myself. And when there's no possible way that I can get it, then I reach out to my friends. And they have been very helpful thus far, and I appreciate every last one of them. And I want to thank God for even putting it in their heart to want to help me, or, the ones that wanted to help and couldn't, just putting it in their heart to just pray for me, because prayer is worth more than any dollar that they make. It's just worth more than anything. You can't buy prayers. So I'm just asking that everyone look out for my videos, subscribe to my page, because this journey is going to be about a year-long journey, and I do appreciate everyone that has prayed for me since they found out, what was going on. Right now, I do have a little congestion going on, so please excuse the way I sound. Also, I'm getting over a sore throat, which is caused by chemo as well. I'm just learning a lot about what chemo causes. So what I will do when I get home from treatment, this is like a 5.5-hour treatment. I do it once every 3 weeks. After this, I'll go through surgery, have the implant put in, and after recovering from that, I'll have 6.5 weeks of radiation, and then the Herceptin blockers I will be on for a year, and which is a year from August 26th, from the first treatment. It is early in the morning. I had to be here by 8:15. So I will look a little better, when I get home and get myself fixed up. I'll let you see my hair before I shave it off. It's kind of coming out in clumps already, which I'm not embarrassed about it. It's just something that happens, to some people that go through chemo. Some people lose hair, some people don't. Some people get sick, some people don't. But I'm one of the ones that's losing hair, and I have the nausea issues a few days afterwards. But I'm asking for prayers, and I appreciate any prayers that anyone send up for me. So I'm going to go ahead and close out this recording. I'm pretty sure they want to go ahead and start my bags. And I will be back to record again shortly. After they start me on my bags, I'll be back to record periodically throughout my treatment. So to everyone that's subscribing and listening and willing to follow my journey, thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. I really appreciate it. If anybody have anything that they want to, any advice that they want to give me, any input on starting up my nonprofit organization, anything that is very helpful to what I'm going to do, because I'm really, really excited about being able to help, other women, men, and just people in general that really needs help, especially the ones that's going on this journey and having to miss days from work or maybe have to even go on short-term disability because they're not able to. So I want to be able to be put in a position where I can actually help out in some type of way. So stay tuned. I'll be back shortly. Again, I love you guys. I'm here if anyone have any questions for me. I will put my number out there a little later. So if anybody want to call me, you're welcome to call me anytime. So again, stay tuned, and I'll talk to you shortly.